Hey guys, real quick message here. I'm DJ with Tim's Nation, and just want to let you guys know this week we're going to be starting to move our battle reports and all the videos encompassing it with the army list videos in the post game. We're going to shift one day. Just so you know, I do the primary editing right now. Lane's going to be picking up some of that soon. We're working on some of that stuff to kind of move over to take some of the workload. But with my new job and everything, I probably should have done this a year ago. And I've been pushing myself. Just been tough. So channel's still here. We're still running strong. We still love all the support. Thank you guys all over for the support. Just want to let you know we're just going to be bumping it ahead one day. So expect our actual battle report this week to come out on Thursday. And that's it. All right, guys, enjoy.
Hey friends, it is Lane with Tim's Nation. I am here today to talk to you about the DeathGuard list that I'm bringing into DJ's Necrons. Now hold on. I know you're tired of seeing DeathGuard and Mortarian's Hammer and DeathGuard and Virulent Victorium. But this week we are doing the Shamble-Rot Victorium. That's right, we are bringing 150 Poxwalkers to the table because it's that time of year. It's Halloween. We got to do our zombies versus skeletons game. So I am bringing all the zombies. And then the rest of the list, because the Poxwalkers, 20 million units of Poxwalkers isn't that many points. It's less than 1,000 points. Brought some other stuff too that I don't usually bring, so we're going to try a couple different things. Bringing Mortarian. I don't usually play Mortarian in my competitive lists, but we're bringing him today. Nothing's better than having 120 zombies with the big guy himself, big old Morty, towering over him. So we're going to have him on the table. I am also bringing a 10-man of Blightlord Terminators. So Blight Lords, obviously Death Shrouds are super good, but we're going to bring the Blight Lords today, do a little bit of shooting combined with some punching with those guys, see how they perform. And then a couple other things, a Predator and a Hellbrute. So, just bringing some of the stuff we don't see very often. I know Mortarian is used sometimes competitively, but I don't really play him a lot here on the channel. So we're gonna bring him out to play. He's gonna get to have fun with all his little Poxwalker buddies. If you're looking for in-depth tactical discussions of the Virulent Victorium, I don't have it for you. I'm sorry. All we have is zombies seeking brains, and we're just going to push them up the table. A couple things to note here. I'm actually not taking advantage of all of the abilities to add characters, attach characters to Poxwalker units, because when you do that, it takes away the infiltrate for the Poxwalkers, and I just don't think they do enough. So I'm not really using that. I do have Typhus. He's going to join his Poxwalker buddies because he's cool, especially the fact that his mortal wound damage will allow him to add Poxwalkers back to his unit, which is cool. And he makes them -1 to hit in combat. But other than that, I'm not attaching characters to any of the Poxwalkers. I'm not really fully embracing the detachment in terms of the character adding and the enhancements and stuff, because we don't have any enhancements in this list. But what we are doing is bringing all the Poxwalkers and getting our exit. You got to bring our 120 and getting our 30 free ones throughout the game. That's what the detachment does. It gives you 10 Poxwalkers, or 3 10-man squads of Poxwalkers in reserve that come in. I think I'll have to check. We're in turn 2, 3, and 4. I'll have to check on that, but it's that's it. And then we're throwing a couple units in there that we don't normally see. So no sneaky shenanigans, nothing surprising, just a lot of Poxwalkers backed up by some unusual units. So let's take a look here at the actual list itself. All right, so this is 1,990 points of DeathGuard in the Shamble-Rot Victorium. So let's just start right from the top here. We got Morty. We got the big guy. I don't play Morty very often, so you're going to have to forgive me if I forget a rule here or there, because he does have quite a few rules and abilities. First of all, the big guy is toughness 12. He's got a 2-up save, 4-up invuln, only 16 wounds. The 16 wounds thing I don't like. Of course, he does have a 5-up feel no pain, which gives him that defense against mortals and that kind of thing. But 16 wounds just isn't a lot. I feel like he should be 20 and still have that 5-up feel no pain. That's the main reason I don't play him competitively often, is because he can just die, guys. He can just get killed. Sometimes you just don't make your invulns and don't make your feel no pains. With only 16 wounds, it doesn't take too many multi-meltas or last cannon shots to get through and just finish him off. Today, I'm not worried about that as much. DJ doesn't have a whole lot of high damage output from his army. There'll be a couple shots from the Silent King, but we might have a strat for dealing with that. But yeah, as far as his damage, his abilities, once per turn, he can use one of his DeathGuard, Lord of the DeathGuard abilities. So these three abilities are: after an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fall back move within 9 inches of a friendly DeathGuard unit that is within 6 inches of Morty himself. And if that unit is not within engagement range, that you can make a normal move of 5. So you have a counter move that you can use on any unit that's within 6 inches of Morty if someone moves within 9. Counter moves are always strong. Next one is Boon of Death. In the fight phase, when a friendly DeathGuard unit is within 6 inches of this model, it's selected as a target of an attack in combat. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit is destroyed, if that model has not fought yet, it roll a d6. On a 2-up, he gets to fight. So it's a fight on death on a 2-up. And then the other one is Inflamed Reprisal. This is a shoot back ability. If a DeathGuard unit is shot within 6 inches of Morty, then that unit, you can choose that unit to shoot back or whatever just shot them. It has to be an eligible target, of course. So you get to pick one of these per turn, which is kind of nice because you can use them in your turn and your opponent's turn. So keep an eye on that. And then the other, his other ability is just the fact that he kicks out some mortals. So at the end of the movement phase, roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of him, adding 1 to the result if the unit's afflicted on a 3+. That means on a 2+, if they're afflicted, they take d3 mortal wounds. So he kicks out a few there. As far as his actual damage, he does have 2 shooting attacks. He's got the Lantern, which is 1 shot, but sustained D3. So maybe we'll roll a 6 today. Strength 10, AB3, 3 damage. And then he has his Psychic attack, Rotwind, which is D6 plus 3 blast. Strength 7, AP2, 1 damage with dev wounds and lethal hits. This actually will be relevant into some big squads of Necron warriors today. And then when it comes to melee, he's got either his big old scythe Silence. He has a strike attack, which is only 5 attacks, but strength 14, AB3, D6 plus 1 damage. Does have lethal hits and dev wounds. The other option is a sweep, which is much more impressive because it goes to 15 attacks. Hits on 2, strength 8, AP2, 2 damage. This guy can blend bigger squads, lethal hits, and sustain 1 on that too. So slaps pretty good in combat, can do some mortal wound damage, can kick out a few mortals here and there, a little bit of shooting, some solid fighting. Hope to see him perform well today and do some work for us. So moving on, we got 2 other characters. We got a Lord of Virulence because I'm bringing a Blightlord Terminator. He's going to join them because they'll pick a target and let them reroll hits, and then reroll 1s to hit and full rerolls for the blight launchers, the blast weapons, and then he also lets them reroll wounds with their ranged weapons, making him pretty strong. Lord of the Virulence is going to definitely buff their shooting output quite a bit. Of course, he also has his own ranged attack. His Flamer is pretty good. It's only D6, but his anti-infantry 2-up, AP1, 1 damage, ignoring cover, twin linked, so he can do a little bit of work there as well. Moving on, we do have Typhus. I don't know, it's been a while since I played Typhus. So Typhus is a big old Terminator Lord, basically. He doesn't have a shooting attack, but he's got a strike and a sweep with his Lacrimé, kind of a Man Reaper. 6 attacks in the strike, strength 9, AP2, 3 damage. And then the sweep is 12 attacks, strength 6, AP1, 1 damage. So he can kick out some damage in combat, of course. He also makes his unit -1 to hit in combat. When they are attacked in combat, and then he has a psychic attack. So in the shooting phase, you pick an enemy unit within 18 inches invisible to him. And he rolls a d6. On a 1, his unit takes d3 mortals, so you can take those on Poxwalkers because it says his unit. And they even have a 5-up feel no pain on Poxwalkers, so they could shrug a couple of those off. On a 2 through 5, the enemy unit suffers d6, and on a 6, the enemy unit suffers d3 plus 3. So a nice way to kick out some mortals. In addition to Mortarian's mortals, they can kind of stack up a little bit. And of course, his other ability is that when he kills models with that psychic attack, he can actually grow Poxwalkers back on his unit because it counts towards that Poxwalker ability to grow back. Okay. Moving on to Battle Line. So for Battle Line, we have 120 Poxwalkers. That's right, 620 mans. They're only 130 points apiece. That means all 120 Poxwalkers only cost us 780 points. So, interestingly, you can spam these guys and still have a lot of points left over for other stuff. I haven't done it really before, but it would be fun to try this in a competitive list just to see what happens when you have 120 Poxwalkers infiltrating up the table, and then see what other competitive stuff. I was toying with the idea of bringing Death Shroud and blow drones with heavy blight launchers, but I think you guys are tired of seeing those things work, so we wanted to bring some different stuff today. But it'd be interesting to see how that competitive stuff works paired with just all the Poxwalkers. Of course, in this detachment, they are Battle Line. It wouldn't be in another detachment. And the detachment rule gives you 3 squads of 10 Poxwalkers each. 1 goes into reserve in round 2, 1 in round 3, and 1 in round 4. So you get extra Poxwalkers for free, which is a pretty cool detachment ability. So all in total, we'll have 150 Poxwalkers that at some point have been on the table. I'm not sure how many I actually own at this point. I think it's 136 or 140 or something. I'm just going to count on DJ killing a few of these guys before we get to round 3 and 4 when I have to bring more in. Other than that, the Poxwalkers themselves, no, they don't have a shooting attack. They're toughness 4, which does make them a little bit durable, I guess. Their armor save is a 7-up, which is not an armor save. They get a 6-up in cover if they're being attacked by AP0 weapons. They do have a 5-up feel no pain, which of course gives them resilience to 1 damage and mortal wounds and that sort of thing. Once we get into 2 damage attacks into them, the feel no pain doesn't help a whole lot. But in melee, they get 2 attacks apiece, hilariously hitting on 5s, hilariously only strength 3, but they do get lethal hits. And with a squad of 20 of them getting 40 attacks, that can add up to a lot of lethal hits. And because they reduce toughness, even the strength 3 would wound like Necron warriors that are T4 on 4s, because they're going to go down to T3 because of the contagions from DeathGuard. In addition to that, when they kill non-vehicles and monsters in combat, they grow back Poxwalkers. So for each model they kill in combat, they'll grow back some. I'm sure DJ and I will keep track of our reanimations today. I'm sure he will have a lot more of them because that's what his list does. But I'll grow a few Poxwalkers back here and there. So we'll see. We'll see how many we bring back. Moving on, we do have a Predator Destructor. So the Predator Destructor in DeathGuard, it's got an autocannon up top, and it's got a couple las cannons on it. A little bit of a shooting threat. I can punch a little bit into harder targets. But its ability is that after his shot something, the rest of the army gets +1 AP into that. So this is going to be really relevant. He's going to pair well with the Blight Lords because the Blight Lords get extra AP when they shoot something that's in contagion. So they're going to stack the Predator along with the Blight Lords and hopefully do some work, get some relevant AP on their shooting attacks. Yeah. We do also have a Hellbrute. This Hellbrute model is my old school resin Hellbrute model. I'm not actually taking him WYSIWYG today. He's got like a claw and a twin-linked heavy bolter, but what I'm actually doing is I'm taking 2 of the claws. So it says if this model is equipped with 2 melee weapons, in addition to his close combat weapon, add 2 to the attack characteristics of those 2 weapons. So I'm going to give him essentially the 2 Hellbrute's fists. So he's going to be a punchy guy. He'll have some combi bolter shots in there too, but he's going to be punching. So you'll get 2 extra attacks, meaning in melee, with a fist, he's going to get 7 attacks hitting on 3s, strength 12, AP 2, 3 damage. And his special rule is that when he attacks something that's in contagion, he gets +1 to wound. I mean, that strength 12 will be wounding anything that's T12 or lower on 2s. Because as you know, if he's in contagion in close combat range, then he's going to reduce the toughness of his target by 1. So we're going to let the Hellbrute punch a little bit today, see if he can do some work and get through there. Other than that, he's kind of expensive, I think, for only a 7-inch move Dreadnought. He's 115 points. It's kind of a weird price point, but I like the model. I think it might be interesting to see him punch into some bigger, tougher targets with his +1 to wound ability. So we'll hopefully he gets out of there on the table and does a little bit of something today. And finally, we do have a 10-man of Blightlord Terminators. Blightlord Terminators aren't bad. They were greatly improved from the index. Their ability, they're a Terminator profile, so they're toughness 7 because they're DeathGuard, 2 up save, 4 up invuln, and 3 wounds apiece. Now, their ability is when they shoot a ranged attack at an afflicted unit, so something that's in contagion, you improve the strength and the AP of the shooting attacks by 1. So it gets extra AP and extra strength. This is great because, as we know, when things are afflicted, they are reduced in toughness, and I'll probably be taking the armor debuff today. So that armor debuff stacking with the extra AP and the extra AP from the Predator means we're going to be functionally hitting them with a lot of AP3 bolters. So as far as actually shooting the loadout for this, I have 2 of the Blight launchers, 2 of the Reaper auto cannons, and the rest are just guys with the combi bolters. The 2 shots, rapid fire 2 bolters. Some people like the combi weapons because they do dev wounds, but they hit on 4s. I don't like that. So I'd rather just do a bunch of bolter fire with those. I don't have the Flail of Corruption in here because I figure they're going to deep strike and be 9 inches away. I'm not as worried about their combat. I want to just get as much out of the shooting as I can, especially because the Lord of Virulence is going to buff their shooting doubly. It's going to give them reroll 1s to hit, and it will give them wound rerolls with their ranged attacks. So we're just going as many shooty bits as we can on these guys. That's it. That's the list. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to have to review the strats a bit. It's been a while since I played this detachment. I haven't studied as much as I should. The key thing is, as far as defense, I don't want Morty to get shot by the Silent King's big shots because he's got a couple of big shots. So I have the stratagem in here, Shambling Wall. So in the opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, 1 Death Guard unit from your army that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks, and 1 friendly Poxwalker unit within 3 inches of my unit and visible to the attacker. So I got to have some Poxwalkers in between Morty and the Silent King. When you shoot at him, have to be within 3 inches of Morty. Until the end of the phase, each time you would allocate an attack to a model in your Death Guard unit, if your Poxwalker unit is visible to the attacking model and is an eligible target for that attack, no saving throw is made for that attack. Instead, a number of Poxwalkers from your Poxwalker unit equal to the damage characteristics of that attack are destroyed. So instead of rolling saves on Morty, I can just zap some Poxwalkers away. I know the Silent King's got a couple of big shots from his Minears. I think they're flat 6 damage. I don't want any chance of those getting into Morty, so I'll just take those on Poxwalkers, make some Poxwalkers disappear, and keep Morty fresh. Other than that, there's I think there's a deep strike strat. You can use a unit that has in reserve, take some Poxwalkers and throw them into deep strike. There's a few other ones. I got to review them. I'm sorry, I didn't study well enough, guys, but I don't play this attachment very often, but I'll check them out before I actually play the game, and I'll be consulting rules then. But really, all we're trying to do is set up Poxwalkers to do actions and control objectives and keep DJ's Necrons held back while I do some amount of damage. Mortarion will be able to do some work. The Blightlord should be pretty good into the big bricks of Necron warriors because they should kill 10 or 15 of them when they shoot, combining the Lord of Virulence buffs along with The Predator's extra AP. Should be able to chew through a lot of them. I know he's going to reanimate a lot. I do want to get the Hellbrute in somewhere so he can punch something. I think his ability is very cool. Just got that 7-inch move, which kind of holds him back. There are a lot of other things you want to rapid ingress in this army, so I don't see me rapid ingressing him a whole lot. But hopefully he can get out there and just punch something in the face and do some damage. Again, it's strength 12 and getting +1 to wound if the thing's afflicted, which it will be if it's in combat with him. It should mean he's hitting wounding pretty much everything on 2s. So that's it. That's what we're bringing. All the zombies, all the delightful little poxwalkers. Please follow me over to the battle report. Let's see how all the little guys and the big guy do. All right, have a good one.